Okay, I know. Like, what am I trying to say? Well, we'll start in 6 minutes, just so that the people who are actually waiting on this counter have the time to kind of get around to their computers before this thing starts. So that might take a couple of minutes, but that's fine. That's fine. In the meantime, I guess I don't know. I could show you guys some of the stuff I'm doing right now, but I think I'll pass. Okay, so I think we are live with well, combat mission Battle for Normandy here. So today we have yet another mission. This will be mission 2 within the overarching campaign here. And today I think we're actually defending something inside this mission here, so let's take a look at this. Situation: after securing the hamlet of yada yada yada, C&D companies are awaiting the arrival of battalion support elements. As of yet, no more tanks or sea squadron have appeared to help secure the village position. Very small force of fanatical Germans are positioned in the small hamlet of Rue des Portes, a few hundred yards to the north of your position. So we have been tasked to clear out the objective, I guess, and yeah, it looks like that's pretty much it. Okay, so we have, from the looks of it, some of the troops from last time. From the plan here, again, 12th SS, Hitler Youth, and it looks like, given the rain, higher chances of bogging once again. So this is the map for the day, and I think I have, yeah, trees disabled. So let's put those back on. Let's take a look at what we have. So we have, oh, from the looks of it, one tank only. So that might be because of how the map is planned out, or that might ultimately be because of the fact that we already had a day of combat, or a bit of combat, I should say, a morning in the games this time. So one of the things that you'll notice is that we don't start off with full squads this time. That is because of the casualties we took in the morning. So let's see, we have some reinforcements, but it looks like, doesn't look like we're getting any more reinforcements from the looks of things. So this is all we have to work around with. So that's kind of cool. To start things off here, I'm going to switch to the other tab to get things going, and well, let's see how well we can do here. Like, the terrain the rain sounds really, really loud to me, so I'm going to tone that down just slightly, but if it's fine in chat, I think we can run with it. So, since this is in real time, I think we can just go with it, I guess. So, taking a look at the terrain this time, it looks like, you know, fighting for this village in its entirety, I have a feeling that there's something over here. If I were to defend against this, I would probably have something in the hedgerows over here, cover the big field. Probably something inside some of these houses. This one in particular makes a good thing to cover this field and to cover this road running parallel to the map, but that's, come to think of it, actually behind the objective for this area right over here. Over here, same deal. In fact, if this building had a window, it would be perfect for just firing on anything on the side there, but yeah, so overall there's a lot of good places to come about on this map. So given that we have a very limited amount of troops as well, I think we'll do this more carefully than we would than say last battle. So I want those guys to press forwards and set up a leading force, while the rest of the guys just like kind of crawl forwards at a very slow pace. And all I want to do is just grab some intelligence about what's out in front of us for the time being before doing anything more. Over here, my worry is that something will pop out and try to shoot at some of our guys, but it looks like they already have field of view, so I'll get these guys to run across, try to take a look around and see whether or not they can find anything. And I think I'm already hearing shots of gunfire being spat out. Something. Ooh. That is not good. That is not good at all. Luckily that clobbered the leaves of the tree right above that instead of hitting any of the other guys. So that's really good. So these people right over here, we're not going to try to move them. I think that would be the wrong thing to do. We're going to give them a hide order so they don't try to pop up onto their two legs and to try to take a look around. So that'll keep them in prone position for the time being. And we'll get these guys to move around, take a look around at some of the buildings. And my thoughts are there's some sort of there's something right alongst that setup right over there. So I'm gonna see what we can do to counteract that. Because if it isn't a, if it is an AT gun over here, that directly puts it in line with our Troop 12 HQ, which we don't want to lose. The other thing is that if it is an AT gun, these guys will not be able to move up effectively as well. It's quite the wild place to be.
On the double, let's go!
Ah. Okay, that's good. At the very least we have this squad covered, but they did take a lot of casualties pressing forwards here. Ooh. Huh. Maybe that's where it was coming from. If it is, in that case, we need to get these people across this field ASAP. To where the buildings are at the very least. Then they'll be covered. So that squad has the has a very slim chance to live. In the meantime, these people try to deploy. If we can hit them from multiple sides, I think you do get a bonus for putting down suppression like that. But the main thing is, of course, just getting our guys and getting them moving. Yeah, that tank has a very good line of sight here, so long as we can get behind this barn and into this area, we should be good. But before that, it will be quite a challenge. Ooh, sniper team. I think they're starting to take a couple of casualties as well. Very good for us. Come on, they really need to build a bases of fire for these troops pushing up. There we go. Casualties are starting to rack up for them. Turn, shoot. There we go. Getting some grenades in there. Managed to get one. Hopefully the second guy will start to panic soon, or he gets picked off. That works too. And there you go. We've taken that set of buildings. So far so good. Or at least so far not bad in the grand scheme of things. Okay, okay. So there's a tank there that I do need to get eyes on. This team of AT, this isn't really AT anymore, it's just kind of general infantry at this point. So he's unfortunately kind of expendable. I'm gonna get him to push into this building and see whether or not he can take a look at what exactly is firing on us over there. If it's just like a half-track or something, that'd be simpler to deal with than, say, like an actual tank. So in the meantime, I think pressing forwards here and denying sight is best, so we'll try to continue to do that. Over here, let's grab some of the infantry and let's try to get them to move across as well. So this area, this entire section of the map, I want to say it's safe, but I don't know. Oh. Huh, I swear there was a gap right here, but I guess not. That sucks. Right, well I guess we'll see whether or not the main road here is safe or not. Yeah, that sniper is either suppressed or we're gone by this point. Huh. Some fortifications. Okay, so this is interesting. They've made it so that our tank can't pass through there. So they're trying to bait us into this area or into the field. We already know that there's something watching that field, so we are most definitely not going into that area. Okay. So we have a rough picture of what's going on at this point. Got our infantry to like link up with the tank here. Try to keep that suppressed. And it looks like this area of the housing block is cleared, or at least of two buildings that we can see. So I want to try to pick off whatever I can from that squad right there. And yeah, so we're very close to that objective. Once we get into this housing block, I think this will be not really great in terms of, you know, being able to fire on the town, but at least, at the very least, it can clear up the houses on the side there, which will be quite nice. So I'll try to get some of our guys to make a run for it. Let's get some more target fire orders there. And those troops are really heavily pinned down. I don't get how they're still firing back. Nevertheless, we need to get more troops out here. So I consider it a good thing that they're drawing fire still. Mostly because since they're drawing fire, all of the guys over here will be able to, at the very least, see where they are. So, yeah, that's quite nice. Starting to find the enemy. And with these attack and defend missions, I mean, typically how they go is that we'll suffer a few losses early on, or we'll suffer more losses than the enemy early on, but that starts to change once we are able to find them effectively and deal with their positions effectively. So since that's an NG, that's a little bit more heavier than I had expected, but it's good that we can see that, because later on, once we can start putting tank rounds into that, we'll be fine. Here, let's get some of the infantry here to ship out. We don't need that many people over there. This field over here is all clear. And that's all we really need to know. Ah, so that's kind of where the sniper was pushed to. He's sitting on the way over here. So there we go, that should pin him down. Alright. So while they do their job, the infantry will start to push. All I really want to do is just to try to get my troops up there at this point. Ah, no, not this issue. Yeah, sometimes one of your guys will get shot in the foot, and then the rest of the squad will never, like, move where they're supposed to move, because they'll constantly wait for that one person. Like, honestly, from the game's perspective, it's better off to just kill them off than to get them to waste your time like that. So we'll see what we can do about dealing with that shortly. How did that guy die? Oh my god, the sniper. Took out like 3 guys over there. That really needs to disappear. Come on. Well, at the very least we know that there's nothing around the corner, so that's good. Finally. Okay, so that's one guy down. They're taking some losses here now. There's still that machine gun to deal with, but we now know that this area should be largely good. So let's get the infantry to sweep into there. We'll garrison the buildings. We'll probably develop the field from there. There, let's use regular move commands. So once the infantry is inside the building, I think we are, yeah, pretty much just neck to neck against the German infantry there. So we need something of a distraction to button them down for a little while. Let's get the infantry here to pop their heads out and to make some noise. Same thing over here. Get these infantrymen to just shoot around at whatever, really. And we'll try to get the two infantry squads here to link up with each other. No, not that long. 15 seconds at this point. And then once that's that, we can push over here. So let's get that started over here. Let's get anti-tank team indoors, command over here, these guys over here, mortars over here. And I want everyone here to just kind of scatter through the buildings, occupy them so that they can't get taken out really easily. And I think the moment we enter these, we can see where the enemies are. That thing is probably, from the looks of it, trying to fire at my tank. We have a Piet squad with an anti-tank launcher who just got nicked, so that sucks. It really does. So we need this tank to be staring right down this alley looking for a tank at the moment. Anti-tank squad died just as we pressed into here, so that is really, really bad. Come to think of it, I don't believe we have any more anti-tank apart from that, or we have one guy over here with, I think, has like just grenades, really? So that is, yikes, that is a tough position to be in. Oh, for those viewing this for the first time, the reason why the two tanks couldn't see each other is that, like, when I click on a unit, what it'll show us is like, solely what the unit can see. The problem with it is that sometimes, you know, tanks, they have, and I don't necessarily agree with the simulation really close up, but, like, say for example with the Churchill tank, that is like one of the viewports, and we're actually better. This is the viewport, and you know they're quite small on the Churchill, and I'm not terribly sure whether or not this is kind of simulated on a tank by tank basis, but this would be very, very difficult to kind of see another tank here. The gunner probably could have saw him, but apart from that, nevertheless, still, I mean, it is difficult to see outside of these tanks. And that said, if you click on one of your units, it'll tell you what the unit is thinking, or what the unit is seeing at the time being. So, yeah. So at this point, I think, like, we finally got a glimpse of that tank. The game's is, like, internal calculations, they're actually pretty complex in the sense that it simulates how many people there are in the tank, and it tries to gauge how well the tank can spot based off of that. The only problem with it is that it leads to some, like, really obscure things. Like, I think the more people you have in a tank, the better, because the better it can spot. Like, yeah, things like that, which are, you know, a little bit weird. But hey, you know what? It works, nevertheless. And I think we can get our infantry to move out now. So yeah, now we can get some of these infantry units to move out. This unit is the one with the guy moving really slowly, so I'll issue him an order just to move over here. That'll take him a while to get there. But it is a good thing that we have more units to throw into the mix here. What do we have here? We have our company HQ that we could also use as a combat unit, but I'm not going to do that with the campaign and all, mostly because how the game does it is that it traces command upwards and then downwards. So if and this is really counterintuitive. If 17 platoon over here wants to tell 16 platoon something, it has to go up to D company and then goes back down. Where, you know, that's kind of how the game handles it. So if you lose the commander unit, this process is not accomplishable, which is really bad in the campaigns, and it's not that much of an issue, or I should say less of an issue, it still is pretty bad inside matches, is that then you have this issue of that you know, it's 2 minutes or 2 missions into the campaign, and you lose this guy, and then later on your commanders will never be able to communicate, which is really, really weird to say the least, and it's also really frustrating at that. So I don't want that to happen, so we won't be doing that. But I do want these infantry... Okay, so these units are more or less combined. Push through over here. And I want them to start to take a look at what buildings, what's inside these buildings at the time being. I think I need to figure out where that other tank is before I start moving my tank around inside the city here. Oh, there is a gap here. Perfect. Perfect. We can get our troops into this area much easier now. Oh, hey! Why'd you look at that? In Little Fountain. Oh my god. These people really need to start firing is the thing. They're just getting massacred on this wall. Like, even if they had the contact flip here, it doesn't look like the mortar team had enough time to say anything from the looks of it. Huh. Well, we don't have too many options. We'll try to get some of our forces over here to spray down anything that moves. Because I think for the next part we'll need the tank to start to push forwards and to clear these areas. Oh, SMG bailed. Are we gonna get him? No, he went around the corner. Are we gonna get MP44 guy? MP40 guy. Oh, they had a lot of snipers on the map. A lot of snipers. So yeah, we tried to pull the tank out and we'll try to send it over here. I did not see any vehicles coming that way, so that is kind of good. Let's see what this guy will be able to see from here. Yeah, the thing with the combat mission games is that and it's good and bad. I mean, it encourages flanking, but units they have Metal Gear Solid syndrome where it's like they can only see like kind of like a really short pie slice directly kind of in front of them is what I've seen, and to that, it's really annoying with these close close quarters areas, mostly because like your troops, you can't issue them direct orders to like say like, hey, like throw a grenade around this corner before you go around it. So in those situations, you just kind of have to roll with it. You just kind of have to depend on the AI not breaking before they kind of find the enemy and figure out that, hey, if they spray them down, chances are is that they'll win. Yeah, like over here. Like, the thing is that we don't see the tank back there, and it's so big compared to the infantry, especially because the infantry's in cover. So I really hope we can press through here. Ooh, that is looking at our wall. There we go, one hit, that's good. Lower front hull, you can see the nice decal, that probably went right through the back. Second shot, loader is dead. That's very good, they won't be able to load properly now. So that tank, third shot, superstructure, frontal hull. We can see all the shots. 2 into the center component of the tank, 1 into the upper corner there. And fourth one, I think that's a little excessive, but job well done. I'm actually not too sure about how the game does vehicles, or morale in terms of determining like when they surrender or things like that. But I would imagine that 2 tanks getting sprayed down like that does cause a fair amount of well, chaos. Yeah, there's still just troops in the middle here. See, what would be really nice if I could seed this tile and fire a tank round through it, but nope. According to the game, I can't see the bottom of the tile, unfortunately. Oh, we got one of them. That's good. Or did they? No, we traded. We traded 1 for 1 there. They really buffed up the snipers from the base version of the game. They used to be really, really useless apart from gathering intel. And nowadays they're actually good. And the sniper units will focus on commander units first. They will try to pick off leaders of your platoons and things like that. I really do like that detail where they're actually pretty effective now. Where I think we're kind of backing out of that. I think they're only effective if they're like veteran snipers. If they're kind of, like regular or unbonused or otherwise unexperienced snipers, I don't think they're as great. Is kind of one of the problems with those. Oh, they were supposed to take the back alleyway through the building to get to it. But it's like I can't stop them right now, so I'll have to let it play through. Oh, they have some guy with an STG back there. Very, very deadly. I'm really surprised that unit didn't, he didn't flee. Oh, hey, there's two guys. Really surprised that they haven't ran away yet. I suppose either way they're kind of dead, but it's really funny. It's technically supposed to be, I think, like a little, like, pond for the middle of the town. Alright, that's fine. We can get our guys up to the second floor of the window. Of windows right here. There we go. Right, job all done. Get the tank to sweep through. And the main thing is just like clearing out the individual units at this point. Yeah, that sniper squad is so annoying. It's just picking off our guys on this hedgerow. And it's just one guy against so many. He should have been gone at this point. I'm really surprised that this person running down the line doesn't see him yet. And I think that's the rest of the munitions cooking off. I think they were somewhere right around here. Let's see if these two buildings are connected. Yep, they are. Okay, that's good. So in the meantime, while these two units deal with this... Oh, there. Ah. We got them. I was gonna say, while those two units deal with that, we'll deal with the HMG still kicking around. So we'll get a couple of units, whatever we have left, to go from that area. Ooh, that's not good. Thought this building was cleared, but no, we need people to get rid of infantry in there just like that. So we need whatever to swarm these buildings. They never go in the most obvious door, and they always go around the most convoluted path, and it never works out. Because this is clearly accessible, but I don't know what they were thinking. They ran across, trying to go over here to this door from the looks of things. Yeah, not exactly the best pathfinding. Alright, so that really sucks on multiple fronts. That also does too. Single grenade killed all three of them. I guess somehow they knew about it. At this point, I mean, it's like, I don't think these troops will move through that door. And yeah, some of our forces here have been just getting raked on the side. Might have to call this we might have to call a ceasefire here soon enough. Alright, let's see which door they take. Yeah, no, they take the far side around. I think it's just not a good idea. They should just stay put. So I think we'll have to call ceasefire right here because there's no other way to get around that area without taking losses. So let's see. I mean, apart from we weren't able to fully take the area, but at the end of the day, they only had 9 units to last to this clump of stuff. Either way, like with what we had, I don't think we'd be able to press into that all too much. Just simply because there's, yeah, the buildings back here seem to be bugged. And out front, I think we would have needed either more time with a minute left, or we had to... I don't know if we would have the second tank, but it would have been useful to have one out in the front here, busting this building down. Seeing as how this area is just a nightmare to take with the CM engine being what it is. Yeah, they would really need to get the ability to have, like, lean on these areas and kind of check, but I don't really know. Maybe that's too overpowered for this. Anyhow, that is kind of mission 2, which was kind of what we wanted to stream today, but I think this campaign does go on even if you do suffer a defeat, so it shouldn't be a problem. From what I heard back when this was kind of a new release, one of these missions are supposed to be really difficult, seeing as how this was part of the expansion, was a part of the base game. So that said, I think most of the map designers at this point, they were kind of under the assumption that and oh, by the way, there were a ton of really good campaigns for the for the base game, right? So I think they were under the impression that they could make some like slightly harder campaigns, especially with the new units and all. And I think that this is kind of the result of that. Right, well, I think this will be the next mission in the line. I think this is actually the infamous mission where you have to defend against the Germans, but the only problem being is that these trenches are no good, in the sense that they do kind of block your view from here on out. So, yeah, we'll see how well that works next time. Anyhow, we will switch this back to the break screen, and we will exit out of this. And yeah, so thanks for watching once again, folks. It has been a pleasure streaming for you guys, and to that, tell me what you think about this particular mission inside the chat. I'll stay around for some time, and oh yeah, they some new stuff I'll post in a bit as the channel live stream uploads loads, because there is of course that text delay. Anyhow, they for Christmas, Battlefront, the people who make the, I think there's some micro stutter here. Anyhow, the people who make the combat mission line of games have been releasing a couple of updates. Namely, they've named a new game, which is the Battle of the Bulge, or the Bastogne combat mission game. So that'll be kind of interesting to see. I'm not quite sure about the price points of all of these things, because to me the series has been getting a little bit expensive. But they have announced that, and they have announced a campaign, or not a campaign, but a content pack for Battle for Normandy here, and I'm a big fan of the content pack idea because I think it rewards the community, and I think it rewards the overall community of like scenario designers and such, and of course it helps the player base as well. But I'm a little bit afraid as to how much it'll actually cost. The nice thing is that so far they've confirmed that there's a campaign. At the very least, it'll be 9 missions long. It'll come around with about 12 standalone scenarios, a couple of quick battle maps. So I think if it's aptly priced at around 10 to 15 bucks, $1 per scenario, I don't think that's a bad deal at all. But I'm afraid that it'll be like slightly more expensive. So I'd say that I'm kind of happy about that, but kind of mixed. Overall, in addition to that, the site battledrill.com is back and running, and this is a very useful site if you decide to play this game. So Battle Drill has a whole bunch of these very lovely ARs, nice graphics and stuff like that. But namely, it teaches you like real world tactics within the context of the game in a very approachable way, which I think gives you a better idea as to typically how to approach different scenarios and how to kind of set up your game in a more meaningful way than before. Ultimately, I'm dancing around the word more funner because I think that's kind of more dependent on how you play your game. So I'll link this in the chat when I see that the live chat updates up until that point. So that's pretty much that. I don't know if we'll be doing any more streaming today. We might be doing some more tomorrow for squad, and of course the combat mission campaigns as time goes on. Huh. Kind of mixed up my link there, but that's fine. What else? What else? I think that is pretty much for now. Let's see. One thing that I wanted to check was that Battle Drill, they didn't at one point they didn't really post too much stuff, and I'm trying to find out where exactly that point is. Because for some time they didn't like post anything at all, and I think the chat or the blog here resumed sometime early 2015. I'm trying to find that exact point right now. Well, to that, I think we will say thank you for watching in chat. For watching, and we'll leave off here. So I hope you guys enjoyed the combat mission scenario, and I suppose we'll be back next time for, well, more stuff really, more games. Bye bye till then.